Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of day it is, wherever you are in the world. I really welcome you from the bottom of my heart to this channel. As you can tell from the title, I am a simple Jewish woman. And this title, or this channel rather, is devoted to being of whatever help I can to you in your beginning a Jewish journey, so to speak, in your beginning an observant Jewish lifestyle. So it could be that you are converting to Judaism. I've done that. It could be that you were born a Jew, always knew you were Jewish, um, but lived a completely secular life and are now called to live an observant lifestyle. I've done that too. It could also be that you are an educator, a Jewish educator, and that you're looking for ways to help your students who are either just beginning Judaism or who are converting to Judaism. You know, it could be that you're sponsoring someone who is converting to Judaism. It could be the first time that you're doing it and you don't really know what to do because Judaism is vast. Jewish theology is huge. And granted, the rabbinical court, the Beit Din, will give you a long list of books that you're supposed to read. And those books are really fantastic. And I really do recommend that even people who've been observant since forever should read some of the books that beginners or would-be converts are given to read. It's a veritable treasure trove for any Jew who is serious about living um, according to Jewish law. Um, so yeah, that's what the channel is about. I'm just really going to talk to you about my own life and the things that have helped me and have continued to help me in living an observant life. I also hope that in so doing, I will debunk some of the ideas that are kind of out there, these ideas that an Orthodox Jew has to live this incredibly boring, tedious, and arduous life, and a life that is so restricted by all these commandments and rules and so on and so forth. A lot of that actually it is really not true. And yeah, it's just, and it's not that it has not been experienced that way by many people, and I'm not really here to quibble with anybody's experiences, but and this is where I get so incredibly grateful that I began this life, or that this life was given to me really when I had already attained maturity. I mean, I was already really in my mid to late 50s when I began to, take seriously the idea of, learning all I could about what it means to live a Jewish life and what the Torah was really all about. So in that sense, my approach was one of just amazing, first of all, gratitude for having the opportunity to learn all the things that I had been yearning for years to learn, but also just the discovery of how amazingly simple it is really to live the way that you want to live. And I think that that's what makes the difference between someone who finds a Jewish life observant. And when I say Jewish life, I mean observant Jewish life. I mean, I don't mean that you just, eat certain kinds of food or whatever. I mean, certainly there is a cultural aspect to the life of the life of a Jew, depending on what part of the globe they come from. There's for sure that part of it, but I'm really focusing on religious life, the life of the spirit, because in my own experiences, have demonstrated to me unequivocally that the reason we are here is really to live the life of the spirit. And we are given the mundane tools, the physical tools with which to do that. It is sometimes expressed as making a dwelling place for the Holy One, blessed be He, for God in the lower realms. Okay, it's been expressed that way. It's also been expressed as, the construction of the temple, but the temple is an inner temple that is within the spirit. It's an elevation of the spirit to the recognition of our true identity as, children of the creator of the universe. And taking seriously the admonition that we are to be the light unto the nations, So that's what Judaism has been about for me and is about for me. And how should I put this? Actually taking that seriously and applying it to myself personally and applying it to my life has completely transformed my life and catapulted me into a completely different dimension. And I know these are just words, because what does that mean? I've been catapulted into a different dimension. Yes, I have. My experience of myself, my experience of life, my experience of you has been changed completely. And that's really through living an observant Jewish life. So that's what we're going to be talking about here. I'm happy to entertain any questions that you have on the subject. And one of the things I am going to focus on, because that has probably had more impact on my life than anything else I've done in Judaism. One of the things I'm really going to focus on is prayer. And we're just going to look at, Jewish meditation and Jewish prayer, what that is and what effect that has. And I'm going to talk about some of my own experiences, and also really hopefully demonstrate how to pray without feeling like, you're in this thing where you have to recite these words, and meanwhile your mind is elsewhere. And for me, just to incorporate prayer into every single thing I do, and to recognize that true prayer is connection with our creator, and that the real prayer is using everything I do as a means for connecting with God, because God is in everything. And that's real, and that's actually very simple, and that's true. And once it becomes true for you, your life changes, your whole perspective changes. And so I just hope to bring that confidence that it's completely doable. It's really what we're here for. As Jews, we are here to be the light unto the nations, and to really become aware of your own light and to let it shine, which has nothing to do with some kind of egotistical undertaking. It's just really a mindfulness of the spirit. And it's so much fun, and it's so beautiful, and it's so gorgeous, and it's so wonderful. And sometimes I feel like I've hacked life, and it's very, very simple. It's very simple. There's nothing complicated about living a godly life. There's nothing complicated about it at all. It's very different, but it's not hard. It's actually really super simple. Um, yeah, I mean, to do what you were created to do is super simple. And I don't mean to minimize the challenges that you might be experiencing. I'm not here to brag or boast. I mean, I'm completely aware that gravity is a real thing and that navigating 3 dimensions is not easy. Um, but once we really begin to recognize on a deep, visceral level that we are not separate from life, that we are not separate from creation, we're not separate from the creator, everything starts to change. And I don't mean, that we just pay lip service to the idea. I mean that it's just a different experience altogether. And so it becomes a thing that you want to do more and more and more and more and more and more. So yes, that's all the things that we're going to be talking about and, hopefully demonstrating in this channel. And who is this channel for? Like I said before, if you're embarking on an observant Jewish life, yeah, this is a channel for you. You might pick up something that you hadn't thought of before, or, you might hear something. It's very important to really stress. And this is something that I think it was Rabbi, oh gosh, what was his name? I think he's a Breslov rabbi from Australia. And his name escapes me right now. This is crazy. I mean, I talk about him all the time, and just right now that I need to say his name. So it's going to be in the description box somewhere. And I really will urge you to go and check out his material because he is amazing. But anyway, one of the things that he said that just caught my attention at the time he said it is that you don't need new information. When it comes to your personal growth, personal development, you do not need new information. I mean, there really is no new information out there, there is nothing that you're going to discover that is not already in the Torah, that's not already in the Talmud, that's not already in everywhere that you really want to look. Everything that deals with, who we are and why we're here pretty much gives you all the information that you need to know. So the problem is not that. The problem is not lack of information. The problem, it's not really a problem, but the trick is in actually applying what you've learned and applying it to yourself all the time, in every situation, always. So if we take, one of the cornerstones, if you like, of Jewish prayer, which is the Shema, Shema Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Okay. Everybody's heard this over and over and over and over and over again. However, when you actually accept that as truth and base your life and behavior on that being true, everything changes. And the funny thing about it is that you're not going to know that until you actually apply it and begin to do it. And it's really interesting in the Ve'ahavta, the part where we talk about what you actually must do, that you should love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength, with literally everything that you are. And that you should then remember and say these words. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. As you're walking along the street, you teach it to your children, you put it on your door as a mezuzah, you tie it around your thing as tefillin. You do it all the time. So it becomes imprinted, becomes an imprint in your mind. And when that actually happens, and you become consciously aware of that fact, regardless of what the appearances indicate, something completely different happens in your mind. It transforms you. It changes you. And so this is what we're going to be doing with this channel. What we're really going to be doing is applying the teachings of truth. Now, I come from a vast background. When I say vast, it's like I come from all over. So everything I'm going to be saying is relevant to Black Jews, because we're going to look at the whole idea of, not looking like the stereotypical Jew, and the experiences that may, I don't know, entail, and how you actually go back to source, how you always have to go back to source in your mind, regardless of how you're experiencing yourself in space and time, and how you use the tools that you're given in your kind of human identity, how you use that to your advantage, because it's really given to you for one reason and one reason only, and that is to do the work of God and create and to make a dwelling place for him in the lower realms, to build that inner temple. And the instructions concerning the building of the temple are very, very specific. And so there is, color is dealt with, metallic quality is dealt with, all of that, whether it's going to be, I can't remember anything, whether it's going to be vegetable or animal or mineral, it's all there. And all those elements are there. All the directions are covered. And so you begin to see how precise and how precisely tailored the Torah is for your development and your glory. It's for you. The Torah was given to us, and it's just such a joy to learn it and to live it. And that's what we're going to be doing. This is really all we're going to be doing here. So if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to, put them, the comments are going to be moderated. They're probably not going to appear the moment you write them, because I do want to kind of keep an eye on what people are using my channel for. So yeah, so this is just a brief introduction. I don't know how brief it was, but this is an introduction to the channel. And in the next couple of days, my aim is to upload content daily. I have a lot to say. We're going to be praying a lot. We're going to be looking at the prayers. We're going to be looking at the practical steps that Judaism entails, and how to take those steps, and how to learn, and all this sort of thing. I'm going to be talking to you about all the wonderful teachers I've come across and continue to come across. I'm going to talk about the land of Israel. We're going to talk about the amazing books that you could read, and every way that you can be helped, and the organizations that exist there who are there specifically to help you, live an authentic, observant Jewish life. So this is the first video, just to introduce. Oh, by the way, my name is Shoshana Chaya. I don't know if I told you that. So my name is Shoshana Chaya, and I'm a simple Jewish woman. I love you. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for showing up. And I'll see you again really soon. Have a great time wherever you are. And God bless you. Bye. Oops, I forgot to end meeting for all. So here we are. Okay, bye now.